change your heart, change your life, change the planet.
I think there's a lot of confusion around what coaching is, and I don't know if I'm doing a great job of eliminating that confusion, because when people ask me what I do and I say I'm a coach, and they say, "Oh, what kind of coach? Do you coach athletes?" And I say, "Yeah, I do, but that's not my main focus." So they're like, "Oh, are you like a life coach?" And I said, "Well, maybe I'd fall into that category, but I can't stand that term, nor do I really fit in with what most life coaches do." So what is coaching? I'm going to take a stab at trying to define that in a coherent way right now. For most people, a coach is someone that goes through some kind of certification program. So if you want to be a high school coach, you learn whatever the sport is, you learn the curriculum, you learn the rules in that particular state or school district. If you want to be a running coach for USA Track and Field, you have to go through USATF certification, level 1, 2, 3, and safe sport, and all these other things. And if you're going to be a life coach, you generally go through some kind of life coaching mill where they give you this particular curriculum and you come out the other end with a certificate. And you can now put up a shingle and say, "I am a coach." And you have a particular set of technologies or tools that you're going to use that come from this program that you went through. And they're often going to give you guidebooks, they're going to give you action plan sheets, they're going to give you a lot of stuff to set you up in your business as a life coach so that you don't have to do that work. You don't have to start from scratch and develop your own curriculum. And in fact, many people would frown on that, because who are you to think that you know enough to innovate the field of coaching? Who are you to know more than the running coaches that are currently out there with their certifications doing what's always been done? So I hesitate to pigeonhole myself into any particular category of coaching, because I have learned from hundreds, if not over 1,000, different experts or data streams. I've gone through so many different programs of training, and I'm continually updating my education so that I'm not stuck using a single set of tools or any one particular curriculum. I take my tools from all kinds of different disciplines, and I'm constantly modifying them for each individual that I work with. So one of the things that I hear from coaches in the field is that they often feel stuck or limited in what they're doing because they're trying to stay within this particular curriculum, and it doesn't seem to have enough flexibility, or it might seem like a one-size-fits-all approach. Like you learn this particular coaching strategy and then you try it out, and if it works on 3 people and doesn't work on the 4th, well, that's the fault of the 4th person. It's not the fault of the curriculum. And as I've been coaching now for, I don't even know, it's probably 14 years, I've changed dramatically in how I approach this. And I never blame an individual for not getting what I'm talking about. I try a different tack if they don't get it, or if it's not working for them, if it doesn't speak to them, if they're not able to take actionable steps, or if they're feeling shame because what I'm asking them to do is bigger than what they can do. I never blame them for that. I take a look. How can I modify this? How can I scrap it? And what can I put in its place? And it becomes a collaboration. And I think good athletic coaches work the same way. Yes, you have to go through certification, but at some point, you know the basics well enough so you're not going to do any harm. And that's really one of the reasons that people go through certification, is so they don't hurt people. They're not going to do things that are known to be problematic and harmful. So once you've been practicing for a long time in that basis of understanding of what hurts people and what doesn't, then eventually you can start becoming more flexible and creating your own hybrid approach. But it takes time. And I've seen people get all excited because they went through a coaching program. They come out with their certificate that they put up on the wall, and they try it for a year or two, and then they walk away. That happens a lot. And I think one of the main reasons is that people become disillusioned because this one-size-fits-all cookie-cutter approach doesn't work for many people. And if you truly do want to help people, you're going to take that on yourself. You're going to feel like a failure. If your goal is just to have a job and an income and be certain, well, then maybe the client is the one who failed. So I think coaching is a very general term that can mean many, many different things. And I'm hesitant to use it because of how it's generally framed. But that's not how I approach it. And at some point, I'd love to come up with a different term so that I don't have to keep explaining or apologizing for what I do. And right now, I don't have that term yet, facilitator, but that doesn't sound really all that compelling. So a coach is someone who's committed to challenging you in your best interest and doing so in a way that doesn't hurt you. So I'm going to challenge you, but with your permission, and I'm going to make sure that there's no danger from this, that there's no large negative consequence or side effect, but it's going to be a challenge. And I'm right here to help you take those steps, but it's you that's going to take them. And if you can't take the ones that I'm defining for you, well, let's figure out a way together to create a new set of steps that you can take. To me, that's what coaching looks like. Working with someone rather than telling someone what they should be doing and then yelling at them if they don't do it, which is an old model in the athletic world and maybe in the self-help world too. I don't know, but that's not me.